First, we're going to go with Azareye'h Thomas. So I believe he's on the right side of the screen right here, and he's going to carry this guy in man coverage. Let's watch. Yep, inside of man coverage. And this is nothing crazy in this one. It was notable for me at first though, because you read about him and it's he's not, not a great tackler. So seeing a play like this, where again, this one's pretty simple. Following his guy in man coverage, recognizes that okay, this is a run. There's no reason to carry this guy anymore. Get involved, get into the box, put his shoulder down, get nice and low, pop a running back who is working with much more forward momentum than Thomas. Thomas is kind of shuffling and then gets a step or two forward. So you have a running back with a lot more momentum. He lowers his shoulder, pops him up, and then brings him down for a tackle. He drives him 2 yards, but a nice physical play from Azareye'h Thomas. And so when I heard about the tackling thing, obviously there's questions about it. Is it physicality? Is it effort? Is it technique? And watching this play at first, I'm like, okay, it's most likely going to be a technique thing with him because it looks like he has the strength and the effort to do it. We'll see it unfold how we go through the rest of the review with some of the missed tackles that Azareye'h Thomas has, but we have Thomas press on the bottom, not fight to stay attached. And that's something that a lot of corners do, and actually specifically taller corners do. They start getting off balance, one, because they're higher, but a lot of them try to be a little bit grabby. Maybe they're not confident in matching a guy who's 5'10" when you're 6'1", 6'2". But he's to the bottom right here. He's my number 8. And the one thing you hear about him is obviously his press is very, very good. And it is here. We could see that the eyes are nice and low. The eyes are actually high at first, and then watch as the ball is snapped, his eyes go low. They just rock down just the littlest bit. Rock down just the littlest bit. Nice and balanced. Gets a shuffle in, gets another shuffle in, 2 shuffles, and the receiver has to bow the route all the way to the sideline. From he bows that however many lateral yards, horizontal yards. It's quite a bit. And why? Because he stays so patient, nice and low. Again, gets his shuffle in, offhand jam right there with the inside hand, offhand. When you punch that outside hand, it's going to be a thing where if you don't land it, your hips lock. It's a pretty risky move. So a lot of guys will offhand jam, squeeze into the sideline. And the thing I do like about it is that, okay, he gets his hand on right here, but it's not a thing where he is reaching for contact. Once that receiver continues to bow that route out to the sideline, he has confidence in his speed, and he has confidence because he's using that sideline as that second defender that he doesn't have to stay attached. When you try to stay attached, a lot of guys tend to get off balance when you're reaching for the hip, reaching for the shoulder. So he does a good job not reaching for that contact, getting back on the route, getting hands on, and then immediately looking back for the ball. Because he can play that ball aggressively if it's coming, because he has the receiver in an ideal spot, both with his positioning on the receiver, but also the relation to the sideline as well, in terms of him squeezing. So really, really good job there by Azareye'h Thomas on that soft shoe press route. We have another one here. Thomas pop and run. So he's right here. I believe it's like a swing or a jet sweep or something here. He disengages and then gets into the run. Okay, so it was just I don't know if it was a counter or whatever it was right there. Didn't really look at it, but again, you see some pop in the run game. So matches the receiver. Another situation where, okay, now he's realizing, the receiver goes to block him. I realize it's a run play. Drops his weight, sheds the receiver, throws him by, fills in off the fills in a nice outside in angle. Again, you are that last defender to the sideline. So if anything, force him back inside. He takes a nice outside in relationship, lowers his shoulder, pops the running back, right? Like watch the pop there. He definitely has some strength. And he's not afraid of tackling. That is for sure. Obviously, we have 2 plays into the review, 2 out of 4 plays, or 2 out of 3 plays actually were run plays. Excuse me. Okay. Thomas two-handed press and squeeze. Okay. Very top right here. One thing right off the jump that I already like is that you have far hash to the top of the numbers. Play inside leverage and force him outside. It's a hard throw to make. Anything outside, it's gonna be very hard. So play the inside, because with this split, he's probably gonna, unless it's a vertical, he's probably gonna try to break inside, which it is a vertical. But nonetheless, the leveraging is good. Stance is good. Kick step right off the jump right there. And that little kick step is basically just like a taut false step. And all you're doing is because your body tends to want to move when you have a guy moving at you. A lot of guys jump split and stuff, or they false step. But if you pre-plan a kick step, you stay balanced and you stay square, you stay over your knees. So good kick step, patience, shuffle, two-handed punch, confidence in the hands, match him, squeeze him to the sideline, look back for the ball. Good rep. Another really good rep, you know. And I agree with Coach Glenn, in terms of watching this guy, and obviously we'll continue to peek at it throughout the review. But in terms of watching this guy, I don't know what they say. He ran a 4.56, whatever. He looks like a low 4.5, maybe high 4.4 guy, 4.49, 5 or 4.51, 4.53. Like he's not the fastest corner in the world. But if he slid strictly because of speed and just the combine numbers, it really and we bring this up a lot in this show. It really makes me question how evaluations are done. Like, why does the number matter if it's a 4.56? If he plays like he's a high 4.4 guy, a low 4.5 guy, I just don't understand why combine numbers matter like that. Specifically the 40-yard dash. Like, show me the film. Show me who they keep up with. Are they getting burned all the time? Like, who cares about how you take off an underwear? It's just, it's kind of stupid. So if that's really the reason he fell, you got to question evaluators. I don't know why this guy was available in the third round. Just being honest here. So he's at the bottom right here. Let's see. Obviously coming up in the run game, right? The running back or whoever, the quarterback, sorry, runs out of bounds, but he's ready for it. So again, another good rep of him shot of soft shoe press. Sorry, kick step right there, shuffling. Again, he's not being aggressive here. He's letting the receiver dictate it a little bit, but he's nice and balanced. Taking his he's just inching backwards, reading the hips of the receiver. Receiver opens up. So does he. He matches, gets the offhand jam on him, gets the right hand on him as well. And now you have the receiver who's a yard away from the sideline. He just chucks him out of bounds. Now he's out of the play. He's ineligible. Get involved in the run, right? Like really good patience, really good feet, staying square, get your shuffles in, chuck him out of bounds, get involved in terms of getting involved if the quarterback were to, obviously continue to scramble. Thomas, top two-handed jam, pass deflection. Okay, right here again, not opposite hash at top of the numbers, but still, you have him middle of the numbers. There's not a lot of real estate here. Make him go outside, and if not, going inside should be kind of a pain in the ass. And that's what Thomas does. Again, that kick step, a little bit of a jump split here, tiny bit of a jump split from him. And you don't want to typically move both those feet. 'Cause when you do, you tend to sit back a little bit and be off balance. It's a little bit too wide. If the receiver were to deflect those hands, his hips are going to be really, really locked right here. So he's really depending on getting those two hands on. He does. Then again, plays that upfield shoulder. You have the receiver who pushes off right here, pushes off. Thomas has to accelerate, play the upfield shoulder, wraps with the right, plays the ball with the left. Perfect. You couldn't have playing the ball there any better. Can't see stab versus swipe there, but if he did swipe, we do want to stab. Swiped a little bit, but plays through the hands, deflection. Really good press rep again. Really good. Thomas two-handed, what a punch. Quarterback drop, work to slant. Okay, so he's to the top right here. Again, patience. Patience, maybe a little bit of a kick step, ends up jump splitting a little bit. Now, obviously there's levels to it, right? Like there's very bad jump splits, there are slightly bad jump splits. He jump splits, but he's still relatively balanced. Two-handed punch, gets hands on, and he's anticipating this. Oh yeah, this is what happens here. So I remember watching this. So after he jams right here, if you're looking at the top still, right, we're not getting lost. He actually looks back to the quarterback. He peeks back to the quarterback right here, and he sees the quarterback's short drop. So he anticipates this is going to be a short route and he gets his slant. He gets under and completely runs that slant for him. Now this could get you in trouble sometimes. Let's say if he was let's say if this was like a stem corner maybe, and he starts stemming him to the inside and then breaks outside in a corner and he's guessing inside. Obviously a little bit risky, right? Like it could be a thing where now he's not able to see that break. He gets beat to the outside, so we have to realize that. But with that being said, I like the aggression of reading the drop. Now, maybe if it was a 5-step drop or a 7-step drop, he would think it was a stem corner. But typically, you're going to have these routes in accordance with the quarterback's drop. And if he's taking a 1-step drop, 3-step drop, specifically on 3rd and 1 here, it's going to be a thing where you're thinking, okay, this is a short route. He gets his slant, he's 1,000% right, and he runs the route for him. Awesome. So, and I tend to be pretty damn nitpicky about corners, and I like him. I like him. Thomas brought bottom press and squeeze. He's right here. Nice balance. Nice bend. Knees, shoulders over knees, or shoulders kind of even with knees, knees over toes. Good job. Okay. Lateral, nice and patience. Lateral step. Again, confidence in the hands, two-handed punch. I don't think this is the most athletic dude in the world. It might be a tight end or something. So he's going to be you could even be a little bit more risky, get more physical. Again, shuffle, two-handed press, squeeze him to the sideline, look back for that ball. Corners films, and in terms of like making plays on the ball and stuff, like you're gonna have to review a lot of plays that they're not involved, right? Because if they're getting involved, it's typically in the run game, which could be a good thing, or they just gave up a catch and now they're having to tackle somebody, or if they are getting targeted, it's a thing where maybe they're letting this guy be open. So you have to watch a lot of reps where they're not targeted, because how are they preventing targets? By locking a guy down, by shoving him out of bounds, by being over top of him, by squeezing him to the sideline, all that stuff. So Thomas bottom press and play bail. Okay, he's right here. So patience at the line, getting a little bit of a jump split. So he can tend to jump split just a little bit. You'd like to see activity in the feet, whether that be that taut false step and a kick step, whether that be a little bit of a foot fire, inching back, whatever it may be. But when you are really, really patient with your feet like that, you do tend to jump split. And we see the weight go back onto the heels a little bit right there. We don't want that. Again, it's not terrible. He's still able to.